Kalimera, friends. So the question that I always see and get asked is, how do we begin worship when we start at zero? In other words, whenever we're first starting, we see people having these nice rituals. They seem to connect to the gods, and yet I don't know where to begin. So I decided to make a little video called the 5 W's of worship. We're going to get into who, what, where, when, why, and how we can worship, or why, and answer those questions for you. So that's what this video is for. It's the ultimate 101, in my opinion, of where I started and how I saw things when I was getting started. Hoping to help you guys out a little bit that ask, how do I start and what do I say? Here's some examples and an opinion. Hopefully that'll help. Anyway, check it out, guys. I hope you enjoy it. So the first question is who, as in who can worship? And the answer to that question is anyone and everyone. It's not depending on race, background, religious of the past, not religious of the past, your blood, ethnicity, X, Y, and Z. There is no determination to make you qualified to worship the gods. So that's the first thing to answer is who? You. You can worship the gods. It doesn't matter. That's I know you read, you have to be this, you have to do that, you have to come from this, your blood has to be that, and none of that is true. The gods are open to anyone to worship. So you need to get that out of your head whenever we want to start this path, is that you are already worthy to approach the gods. You being you, who you are right now. Doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. That's the number one thing that connects us, is that we have to quit denying ourselves and actually be open to worshiping the gods, because they love us, they're there, they care for us, they created everything we see, so, and things we don't see. So be not harsh to yourself. That's a big one. So what do we worship? It really falls more back onto who do we worship, and that is the gods. So that's personal preference, and that's really, it's wherever you want to start. There's no real way to pick where you want to start when it comes to who you want to honor, but it's what you feel closest to. My suggestion when it comes to who you would want to honor in the gods is the one you feel something that draws you to a particular one is a nice way to start. You don't have to be overwhelmed or feel overwhelmed that you have to worship 10, 12, 50, 100, infinity gods. Start with the ones that you feel closest with, the ones that you've always been drawn to, the ones that have got you interested in this religion in the first place. Start with that one God that you really are connected to, and that's the easiest way to get into it, in my opinion. Or it could be a hero. Maybe it isn't a particular god that made you interested in religion. Maybe you heard that it was a hero and how we honor heroes, and there's a particular hero that you wanted to always honor in some way. That's a good way to start too. But I'd always suggest that if you're going to begin, start easy. Start with one. Start with the one that makes you the most comfortable, and just begin. And then you'll see that when you really get connected to that one, it starts to grow. And that's what happened to me. I got into Hellenic Polytheism with Dionysus, or Dionysos, it's your preference, how you want to pronounce it, but Dionysus is fine for now. So I got into it because they're Dionysus, and I found out about Hestia, and then I found out about Apollo, and Apollo, as you guys see on my other videos, is a big one to me. So the gods welcome your worship. So pick one and focus, and you'll eventually see the more comfortable you get, the more it starts to grow. Or once again, it's personal preference. You may just want to stay with that one. But yeah, that would definitely be my suggestion, would be just to get comfortable with worshiping the one you feel close and drawn to the most. So when do we worship? So we worship right now. Anytime is good, especially if you're beginning and you're just learning. Anytime you feel drawn to worship, it is absolutely fun to do it right now. Now, the more advanced you get, you learn that there are different days for different gods that they can be honored. But that doesn't mean that they can't be honored today when they have a particular holiday next Friday, for example. You can honor the ones that you want to any day, every day. So the when part is right now, if that's when you feel like it. So don't worry about it's not the end of the month, so I can't honor Ekate, for example, or it's not this or that. It's not, yeah, I mean, it gets so complicated, but like I was saying, it can get so complicated, but don't let that focus take you away from the actual act of worshiping. If you feel in your heart that it's time to worship, do that right now. That's what I'm trying to say. And the more you get into the religion, the more that you'll start to want to do certain things on certain days and certain ways. And on top, in addition to when you do it on a daily thing, maybe you honor Artemis daily and you find out that her holy day is on a certain day and you want to do something extra special on that day. It's an option too. But yeah, don't let the calendar dictate when to worship. Now is when to worship. So where can you worship? You can worship right at your home. This religion and this spirituality is a joy. It's not supposed to be a set of rules. So just do it right there at home. That's where. And if you ever get a chance to worship in public, or if you want to go outside, that's an option too. And that's definitely the biggest thing I can say is that where you want to worship, you can do it right there in your living room. You can do it right there outside of your house in the front steps. You can go outside. It's wherever you feel comfortable and you feel the most connection to the God of your choice. And I also want to add, don't worry about having fancy altars. You don't have to worry about having statues. All you need is yourself. I really want to add that the last thing the gods want is for you to go poor because you had to have that statue or you had to have that altar. Back when it all began, there were no statues. People would literally just pray to the gods and look up to the sky and just pray to the gods, and that's an awesome way to start. I just definitely want to add that. Don't feel that you had to have certain things also to make that connection, because those are nice accessories and they can help, but they're not a necessity. I definitely just wanted to add that in there. So why do we worship? We worship to give thanks and reverence. Reverence for what we see and what we have and what we don't see, like I've mentioned before. It's not doing it to expect something in return. I'm not worshiping the gods hoping to get something in return. It's more of a grateful heart of thanking the gods for what we do have and what we enjoy, what we call life. That's what we go into and why we worship the gods, is that we realize and we feel connected to who made what we have and who gave us life and this breath and why we are, and we wanted to say thank you. That is why we worship the gods. And probably the biggest question of all is, how do we worship the gods? And the answer is from your heart. Candles, incense, it's all tapestry and decoration. When it comes from the heart is what the gods are after. It comes from what you want to say as an appreciation and thanks. That's how we do it. That's how we worship the gods. So I hope you guys like this video. I mean, it really is that simple, especially in the beginning. Don't worry about so much other than just that want to connect with the divine, because that's what it's really all about. It's not supposed to be a headache and complicated and I can't do it. Just start off simple. And I really hope that this video has given you guys some information, especially those that are starting off. And those that have been doing this for a while, you can probably see and agree with at least some of the points I'm making, is that it's really all about the heart and us really wanting just to connect to the gods, the divine. And this is not a strain. It's not meant to be stressful. It's supposed to be a joy. Don't stress so much. That's what I can give you more than anything, is that don't stress it. And don't expect fireworks and everything else. Just come in with the expectation that you're giving thanks. That's all it is. And you'll grow from there. You really will. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you guys like this video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.